Hello and welcome to the second installment of our pre-concert interview for Stacey, Shames and friends at the Atelier Musical. Atelier Musical is a private concert series and artist residency in the Hudson Valley. It is recorded in front of a live audience and it is co-produced by a local community that is passionate about art. My name is Heike Bachmann, I'm the video host for Atelier Musical, and I'm very excited to have with me today Stacey Shames, Mary Hammann, and Laura Gilbert, the very world-renowned chamber music ensemble Aureole Trio. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
I wanted to start with Stacey and talk about the fact that you three founded Aureole Trio 25 years ago. It's a very unusual combination, harp, flute, viola. Mm-hmm. And you have 15 plus recordings under your belt in that formation, quite a few commissions from what I saw. And it's probably not exaggerated to say that you're the best known, widely recorded trio of this kind. How did the three of you meet and what spurred the formation of Aureole Trio?
Well, Laura and Mary actually had formed the trio originally with another harpist, and then I came in soon after. And the inception really is the Debussy Trio Sonata, which will be heard on this program, because it was Debussy who came up with this idea. Mm-hmm. He composed the sonata in the realm of these, he had intended to write 6 sonatas for diverse instruments. He literally called them diverse instruments, and it was he who dreamed up flute, viola, harp, and wrote this amazing archetypal piece. So that is why we came together as a group. And thank you. I mean, I think we are kind of preeminent in terms of our concertizing and recording, and now there are lots and lots of flute, viola, harp groups that have come about, and we're always very happy. You know, sometimes I'll have a young group email me, we just listened to your recording of the Takemitsu, how do you do this? Or, it's very gratifying that we've championed a lot of these pieces of repertoire for our instrumentation, and now some of the younger groups are learning them.
Excellent. And you will be performing that famous Debussy sonata and recording it. Have you recorded it in the past? And if yes, what are you hoping to achieve in today's recording?
I have not recorded it yet. Laura and Mary had recorded it originally before I joined. But we've long wanted to, especially now that we've lived with it for almost 30 years. You know, we literally have lived this piece and breathed this piece, and for us it's like a conversation among friends. And a conversation with Debussy. And so now we really felt it was the time to record it.
Fabulous, and we can all enjoy it.
It helps that it's a masterpiece. I mean, it really, it's a piece that keeps on giving because it's just absolutely masterfully written. And I am in the Met Opera, and Cenerentola by Massenet, Cinderella by Massenet, has a stage band of flute, viola, and harp. And apparently, and it's a very small part of the opera, a little, throwaway thing. But apparently Debussy heard it. So that also makes me think, is that where he got the idea for such an unusual combination?
Nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either until we did Cinderella.
Yeah, I remember. Talking about your job at the Metropolitan Opera Orchestra, you have a busy schedule touring with the Orpheus Orchestra, and you sit on the faculty in Princeton, and you have a super busy schedule recording and teaching. I saw that you appear on several Grammy-winning albums, among them Dawn Upshaw. You guys have been together in this formation for 25 years and have been going like that. I was thinking not even rock bands stay together that long, and orchestras have turnover. What is the secret to your staying power?
One of the secrets is that we play diverse instruments. You know, I'm a string player, she's a wind player, she's a harp player, which is some amalgam of, you know, percussion and piano. And so when these ladies tell me to do something, they don't necessarily know how, if I can do it, or they're asking in a way that they would ask another harp player, another flute player. And I think that keeps it interesting and very individual. So we don't fuss at each other like a string quartet can.
That's interesting. Laura, what would you say?
We definitely don't talk about bowings. But, you know, well, first of all, I think that we've grown like we're like trees in a forest that somehow share a root system. So even when we're far away from each other, there's just this way that we're always kind of wound around each other and speaking to each other.
Beautiful.
And so
nice.
See what comes up in these interviews.
so, you know, so it's never really a question of like, are we ever going to play together again? It's more just a question of like how and when and what do we want to do.
Yeah, what's the next project? We also, I mean, we had children all around the same time. We were raising our children.
We schlepped harps around the United States with gigantic bellies when we were pregnant.
Yeah, and went on tour when our kids were, you know, not just born.
Someone should do a documentary on that.
I don't know if it would be interesting enough for that. But we were all going through the same thing at the same time and had the same impetus to, you know.
And
keep
even now
going.
with older children, we you know, our conversations in the car are about all of our aging parents and our children, and you know, we're actually like life partners.
I just want to say you go through life together as well as a
You know,
foundation.
the other thing is that we've done some like amazing collaborations with other people, and I think that aspect of it even brings us closer together, because not only do we have the shared memory of what we've done together, but you know, Heidi Grant Murphy, who was this amazing, beautiful soprano who had a wonderful but short career, and we got to work with her and make music with her when she was at the pinnacle of it, you know, and we share that together, and you know, it's like so many different experiences, both musically and personally, that really, you know, have defined who we are as people and musicians. So
it's formed you. Yeah. Where do you see the future going forward for Trio Aureole?
Well, it's exciting that we're doing this. You know?
Commissions, more commissions.
I think, you know, continuing to champion the repertoire that is there. And continuing to encourage young composers, or at least composers who have not written for us yet, you know, to indulge and to, you know, give it a try.
And inspiring, I think, also young people to take up music or kind of pursue music in a different way.
Yes. And teaching is important to all of us. And Laura always has been such an inspiring teacher and ahead of the curve for me. And now I'm really, really teaching a lot, and think about how Laura has always prioritized her students, and it's... I feel the age now to really, really be into that process of
giving back,
coaching and giving back, and trying to give career advice, such as it is, you know.
Very nice.
One of the most inspiring things that has happened to me just recently, this is so silly, you know, because I've played some great concerts and everything, but I had this student at St. Anne's who was not really very accomplished flutist. He tried really hard. He stuck with it all the way through. And he is an artist, though, and he really appreciates everything beautiful. And so we used to talk about Bach all the time, and his goal was to play a Bach sonata, and he did it before he graduated. Well, he's back teaching at the school where he went, and I saw him the other day, and he came over to me and he said, "I'm going to see the St. Matthew Passion at with the New York Philharmonic, and he said, I love that piece because you told me about it when I was in 8th grade. And I go to every performance of it I can wherever I am, you know? And it's like, okay, it's
Wonderful.
you know, you give a piece of yourself that you don't know, like somebody might take it with them and it might really have some
Effect.
meaning,
Yes.
effect.
Yes, yeah, long-lasting effect, yeah. Beautiful. As you know, at Atelier Musical, we record in front of a live audience later. I spoke with Stacey in the other interview already about that. What difference does it make for you to record in front of a live audience as opposed to a pure studio setting?
Such a difference. Oh, such a difference. I think, I don't think you'd find a musician, except maybe Glenn Gould, who wasn't inspired by sitting in a room having people experience what you're, you know, the meal you're laying out for them. And we've had wonderful experience with audience members of pieces that we thought were Gubainalina piece we play that is very sound picture and very well structured, but very much a sound picture. And after the concert at the reception, this woman came up to us just, I was somewhere else. I was during the war, my husband was stationed in Tahiti, and it was the sounds of Tahiti. And, you know, so you don't realize just what you're giving people, but you do experience the energy of that give and take, which is for us really, really inspiring and important.
While at the same time getting a high-end recording that is usually not
even
in a big symphony hall.
Well, and for them to experience
wrestling paper.
that part of what now is part of the business, you know, that part of being a musician, it's just part of what happens nowadays. You know, the recording process is part of everything.
Yes, of course, yes.
You know.
Is there anything else you would like us to know about that cornerstone sonata by Debussy that you will be recording and performing tonight? Anything you want the audience to know and take away with them?
You know, we always encourage audiences to just be with the piece. Let it carry you where it might. You know, so much of this piece is Debussy had cancer, was at the end of his life when he was writing it. We always say we imagine him lying in bed on morphine and sort of looking at the shapes and the light and the colors, and while also reflecting on his childhood. There's a lot of themes that pop up, or like children skipping around, or, you know, you can see that he's reflecting. And so I would just encourage the audience to just be into that sort of hazy blend of present and past and gratitude maybe, and joy and light and color
and sweet kind of sadness.
Yes, poignant. It's very poignant to us. This piece is very poignant.
It's melancholy. That's really, I think that word, like, you know, all of Debussy's late pieces have that melancholy in them, and there's, you know, you're playing a testimonial to a person's life, basically.
Yeah, because at that point, you know, World War I, his popularity was waning. He was experiencing extreme health problems. And yet he was artistically absolutely intact.
Yeah, totally sharp up there. Right?
So it's amazing.
And composed a cornerstone sonata at this stage that literally changed part of the musical landscape, especially for this formation, harp, viola, and flute.
Right, but not only for this instrumentation, because across the board, chamber musicians look to this piece.
Oh, is that right?
And when you think about piano quartets and string quartets and all the amazing chamber music that is out there, this is really held up as a, as you say, a cornerstone of chamber music.
We look forward a lot to hearing it tonight. And
we get to play twice, also,
Yes.
which is really exciting.
That's even more exciting for us.
Well, I think it's a testament to the piece that we are excited about playing it twice,
That's
you know,
true.
back to back.
Absolutely right. Yes, yes. So thank you very much for joining us. I think this gave so much light and also more flesh on the bones for the concert tonight.
Thank you,
I hope
Heike.
so.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
You're
joining
very
us.
good at this. Thank you.
I also would like to thank our online audience for tuning in on our YouTube channel. Again, if you want to learn more about Atelier Musical or make a donation or join our team, you can find us at ateliermusical.art. Thank you very much and until next time.